What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of It Came from Craigslist. Now, you guys know that this series has been back in action now, and I feel like I'm getting back into the state of mind of checking out weird, crappy bikes on Craigslist, which is what we do on this show. If it's your first time checking this one out, this is the show where I go onto the internet's favorite listing service, Craigslist.com, and I check out some weird, unsightly, or otherwise strange motorcycles to take a look at. Last week, we looked at Cleveland, Ohio to check up on what was going on with them. This week, we are in fact looking at my hometown of Austin, Texas. We are based here in Austin, Texas, and Texas always brings some interesting listings here and there for us to check out. So let's take a look today at some of these strange motorcycles on Craigslist.com. But if you want to support what we do here, I ask that you go over to yamanoob.co. It's a website that I built about a year ago with the developer, and we set it all up to be the best community for motorcyclists online. When you sign up, you get access to our Discord server, exclusive content, all kinds of really cool stuff. I really think the community aspect of our Discord server and the whole website and everything really makes this whole thing a lot more fun and enjoyable. I feel like I've gotten closer to you guys as the fans, and it feels like it makes me make better content. It just feels like the whole thing is this cool feedback loop, which is really awesome. And for our international audience, there's plenty of international people on our community server as well. So hit the link down below, sign up, and get started today. Oh yeah, and you get entered to win a bunch of cool motorcycles for free. So that's pretty awesome. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so we're bringing the heat today, okay? I figured that last week's Craigslist was a little too tame. Let's bring the heat this time. We got this 2010 Hyosung Gv 250 TC with no or very few miles out in Pflugerville. $550 gets it done for this thing. And I gotta tell you, this is one of the most wretched looking little crap bikes I've ever seen. This doesn't look like a full-sized motorcycle, but I think it is. I don't know why it has the seat from like a Harley Davidson Road King on it. Oh my God, this thing looks horrible. Looks like a little bit of a project bike. If you take a look at the chain right here, if you look real close right there, that is the most rusted chain I think I've ever seen in my life. It's pretty ridiculous how rusted out this chain is. Now, if we take a closer look here as well, you can see that there's not really any throttle to speak of. There's a weird cable here that looks like for electronics for the starter. I don't see a throttle cable on it. Everything looks busted as hell on this motorcycle, man. This looks like just an absolute project of projects type of thing. Looks like a small little air-cooled 250cc engine. Maybe it's a twin, actually. I see two heads, so maybe it's the GV250. That might be the little V-twin baby 250 that Hyosung makes. Not a powerhouse of an engine, but it will get you to where you're trying to go. Let's see what this person has to say for themselves. Here's the VIN. It just says, comes with clean blue title. I'm honestly shocked this thing has a title attached to it. It says, I bought this bike from the state of Texas. The tires still had side nubs on them when I bought it, and the engine looks extremely clean. I would guess this was maybe a stolen bike that sat around for years somewhere, or it just sat somewhere. What you see is what you get. A lot of the bike is not there. Great for parts, frame, engine, etc. I have a seat that came with it, but I don't think it's the correct seat. Yeah, I don't think it is either. That seat's way too big for this motorcycle. It makes it look comically weird and like a little mini bike type of thing. Hard pass on this GV250. Do not buy one of these project bikes, guys. $550 might sound enticing, but for just a little bit more, you can get something that actually makes sense. We're gonna give this one a 1 out of 10 and keep it rolling. All right, up next, it continues the absolute trend of wretched bikes here. This is just motorcycle. $1,000 for motorcycle. I'm trying to zoom in here and see if I can see a brand. The badge looks like it's off of a beer can or something, which would not surprise me at all. It looks like it has knobby tires on it, a crazy kind of super big, goofy dual sport fender. This apparently is what it looked like when it was not new or before or previously. These two look like completely different motorcycles. I'm trying to see if they're the same. The fork setup looks the same, looks like the same wire spoked wheels, but for some reason they've converted it into like a little old school scrambler thing. Who can say? So this guy says 82 Honda 500. V-twin, extra parts, seat, and tanks, runs $1,000. Call Chris at that number. And then apparently there's 3 separate bikes here. So these bikes are all different motorcycles. I thought they were all the same, but it turns out they're all different. I can't tell which is which, but I can tell you for sure right now, that is not a V-twin in this dual sport bike. That's not a V-twin in this bike. None of them are V-twins in these photos. So I don't know what's going on. All of this is very confusing. All of it makes no sense. Apparently all of them are $1,000 each. You're never gonna get $1,000 for these things. You're never gonna do it. Give this one a big goose egg. 0 out of 10. Extreme on this one. Moving on. Now, this is a real special one. And I feel like Austin right now is leading the charge for strange bikes, and we've got some even weirder ones coming in later. But this is a 2011 Yamaha Zuma for $2,000. So $2,000 might seem a little expensive for a scooter, but here in Austin, they're very, very popular for liquor cycles, for people who have had DUIs and don't have a license anymore, and they're just popular to bop around town. If you live closer to the city, Austin tends to be a little bit more concentrated in the downtown, east side, and South Congress areas. People like to bop around between all those and go to the different neighborhoods, so scoots are really, really common here in Austin. However, this is an ape hanger Yamaha Zuma. So this literally has gigantic Harley ape hangers on it. Why? Why do you have an ape hanger Zuma? What is this, dude? Who would have done this? You would have had to you would have had to massively modify everything on this motorcycle to make this all work and fit. This is so weird, dude. There's just a picture of a truck on here. I don't know why this truck is on here. What is there any, oh, this is one of those, why are people stacking up their listings here in Austin? Okay, so this guy says, 2011 125cc Yamaha Zuma. Current mileage is only 1840. I had work done to install custom ape hangers at Southern Metal Choppers in North Austin. There's absolutely nothing like it in town. Everyone loves this thing. I would love to have seen what the guys at this chop shop said when you brought this scooter in and you're like, put some ape hangers on this thing. Get me looking like Easy Rider on my Yamaha scoot, because when I go bar hopping on my scoot, I gotta have my ape hangers, bro. I cannot be leaving the house without ape hangers. This is like Harley boys who have like such an ego that they still got a scooter because they lost their license and something happened, but they'll be damned if they're on a scoot and they have to be humiliated with the normal bars. They're like, nah, I gotta get my apes on my scoot, bro. This is hilarious. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 for being funny, but at $2,000, that's a little spicy for 2011, for a 9-year-old 125cc scooter. So, moving on. Up next, we have a bit of a wretched bike. There's not a lot of information on it. Here is a $3,000 OBO. What? What is that? The photo looks like someone just lit a light bar on a truck in like a driveway and there's like a deer in it or something. The motorcycle's like, oh my God, oh, who's there? So it's kind of this scared little GSXR in the driveway. We've got 2 photos here. All it says is just Suzuki. That's it. And transmission's automatic, by the way. So this is an automatic Suzuki GSXR. Very cool. We have very little to work off of here. $3,000 for the SRAD. This is what happens when Revzilla makes a K5 versus Ducati video and spends the whole video simping about Suzuki. K5 boys are emboldened now, dude. Gixxer boys, Squids, they're all feeling so emboldened. They feel like they can just, they don't even have to put up a listing description. They can just toss up a motorcycle on Craigslist. They're like, you already know what it is. It's an SRAD, bro. 3K OBO, no low balls. I know what I got. This is ridiculous. Automatic transmission, Suzuki. This is what happens when you OD on Suzuki, guys. Don't do it. Not even once. Not even once. Giving this one a 2 out of 10, and we're keeping it rolling. Now this I thought was just strange. Just wanted to include it for and giggles. Apparently it's a 1948, so this is certified boomer, Doodlebug scooter for $2,000. Now we'll take a look at the pictures here. This scoot looks like a Razor scooter, basically. It's hard to believe that this is actually a 1948 scoot, but I'm trying to see, okay, so you do sit on it. It's got like 6-inch wheels on it or something like that. The gas tank looks absolutely old school. It looks like a total restoration. If it is all original, this thing's gonna be the most unreliable hunk of junk you've ever seen. The tires are flat on it, and yeah, it looks like the wheels are about 3 or 4 inches in diameter. So you're not gonna get a whole lot of travel out of this thing. There's no suspension, so to speak of. So this is definitely not a road-worthy vehicle. You definitely cannot get this thing registered and titled in Texas. There's no turn signals, there's no headlight, there's nothing to speak of. So this is kind of just like a stupid little neighborhood toy, basically. This guy says this Doodlebug scooter was restored about 15 years ago and has not been run in 12 years. Holy crap. It has the incorrect engine installed, but the correct Briggs NP engine comes with it. See pictures or info. For information, call Tommy at this number. This is clearly a project scooter if you really want a Doodlebug, if that's like your thing, if you're into this whole vibe, if maybe it's like a childhood toy or something, or it sparks memories deep in your soul, maybe it's worth $2,000, but for me, bye. No way. Not even worth it. It's saying 150cc displacement here. I highly doubt that. This thing probably has like a 25cc lawnmower engine, to be honest. Moving on. Guys, you know it wouldn't be complete. It wouldn't be a complete Craigslist if we didn't include a mobility scoot. Every single Craigslist has them. They're always out and about. This is a new scooter, $900. This is an Easy Wheels scooter EW M34. And this looks to be in clean nick. You got some semi-knobs on it, so you can definitely take this thing dual sporting down your favorite. These look like more like flat track wheels. So this could be something that you use. Now what is that? What sort of very fast animal has slapped this scooter down here? Looks like some sort of cat has just jumped off of this, or a dog has jumped off of it, so that's very good. Yeah. How much is this? $900? Now, I do want to say, I know the scoot market very, very well. The mobility scooter market and we're no strangers. We're you know, often bedfellows, willing, unwilling, all that sort of thing. And the scooter market here, this is a good price for a 2020 EW M34. You're looking at about $1,600, $1,700 for one of these bad boys. So this is actually quite good. So this guy says it's a stylish, fast, and portable scooter. This is a high-quality indoor/outdoor scooter. It has an impressive 10-mile range. That's pretty good, indoor and outdoor. I'm gonna take this thing out to my favorite trails, don't you worry. This portable scooter features a 4-wheel design with large non-slip foot deck to ensure maximum stability as you ride. So this is pretty cool. It's ridiculous that these are always in the Craigslist section on motorcycles. For whatever reason, these always find their way in there because I think people don't really know where else to put them. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 10. I'm gonna keep it moving. So I thought this one was really interesting because I've actually never seen one of these bikes for sale, but I have seen a couple videos about them. Most famously, Zach and Ari did a video on them. This is a 2020 Csc Rx3 250cc adventure bike. So if you guys don't know, this is a Chinese brand making these small little adventure bike type of things. It comes with top boxes, a bigger front wheel, spoked. It has some sort of basic ABS situation on it. Just a little 250, very basic motorcycle. And this one looks to be in really good condition, honestly. It looks brand new. It looks like it's never even been ridden. Let's take a look at the photos here. As you can tell, the original stickers are still on it, still hanging out here. Got all 3 of the top boxes and the side cases and all that. Got some protection. There's no skid plate on this adventure bike, so it's definitely more of a trail queen than a single track enduro crusher. But an interesting little motorcycle. I think that it's so funny how you can get into something that looks like a GS for so little money and for very little invested, just to see if you like the adventure style thing. However, I have to really wonder how much of an adventure bike this really feels like at this price point. I guarantee you it feels really cheap, kind of fiddly, a little odd. You know, something like a Tenere 700 or a BMW GS or a Tiger 900 is gonna feel worlds apart from this thing. Even the Tenere 700, which is the budget ADV. This is gonna feel more like a street bike that just happens to have a little bit of off-road capabilities. So it looks like this guy has 2 of these Csc San Gabriels. He's got a blue one and a red one. So I wanna see here what he's saying. He's got a lot of information about it. He says price includes free shipping to your door to most locations, blah, blah, blah. Carb legal. So this to me seems like it's some sort of dealership that is trying to sell these to people. It doesn't seem like this is some local guy who just happens to have 2 of these. I think this is maybe someone who is trying to move these off of their showroom floor, maybe some small mom and pop dealership type of thing. So the Csc Rx3 is an interesting bike. I'd say it's a hard skip in my opinion. There's more interesting bikes to get, but the price point is pretty crazy, $4,000 for a cheap adventure bike. But again, You can get a CRF 250L for not much more money, and it's way more capable, right? WR250, DRZ 400, all those kinds of machines, way more capable and more fun and more reliable and more powerful than something like this. So skip on these, and we'll keep it rolling over here. Now up next, this one is specifically for Spite. I don't know if he watches these videos, but if he does, we have a 2007 KTM 690 Supermoto Prestige. Oh, Euro Simpery Prestige with the two things, blah, blah, blah. Let's take a look. I love that this has dual pipes, but this is a 690 with the single cylinder. So lovely that it has the dual exit exhaust. It looks to be pretty clean, all things considered, honestly, for a Supermoto. Looks like someone has definitely enjoyed and ridden this thing and just had a lot of fun with it. The 690 is a great platform. I've ridden several 690 category motorcycles, the Husqvarna 701. I've ridden Spite's Supermoto around. They're very fun, very pokey. KTM knows how to make a fun Supermoto, that is for sure. Now the question is, a 2007 690 probably has some reliability wiggles about it. I would highly doubt that it is just gonna run and work just fine. You're probably gonna find yourself with a bit of a situation when it comes to the heads, maybe the gaskets, maybe oil, maybe coolant, I don't know. So let's see what this guy says. For sale is a 2007 KTM Supermoto Prestige, 15,800 miles, $3,400 cash only. Don't need to sell, please don't bother with lowballs. Just don't need it, have other bikes and would like to put money into my car. Sad, sad, why would you want to put money into a car? Ugh. The good, lots of stuff. The bad, 15,800 miles, dash plastic is beginning to yellow. I like this guy's vibe on Craigslist, very to the point, nothing weird, no weird descriptions. He's just letting you know, hey, I got this bike for sale. If you want it, you can get it. If not, fuck off. I like that vibe. That's a good vibe to have on Craigslist. $3,400 is a pretty good deal for this bike. It's really, really clean. If it runs really well and is not gonna cause you a ton of headaches and problems, this is a great Supermoto to buy. The 690s are super fun and you can do a lot with them. So I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10 and keep it rolling. So the last bike on our list today is probably the most expensive version of this bike I've ever seen. We've got a Kawasaki Ninja 250, the ultimate, the premier starter motorcycle, the you can't f it up if you tried motorcycle. And it says in the listing, perfection. $3,200 gets it done over here. Let's take a look here really quick, and I gotta say, this is a really clean Ninja 250. I can literally scarcely believe it. It looks brand spanking new. Someone has achingly, oh, it's got a Leo Vinci on there. Nice. Someone has achingly and lovingly taken care of this thing. You can see it is showroom spec. It is so clean. I honestly can't believe how clean it is. It's kind of ridiculous. It looks brand new. It looks like I just got transported back in time and these are on the showroom floor. Actually kind of incredible. Let's take a look at the listing here. He says, you won't find one nicer. This bike is perfection. 100% garage kept 2012 Ninja 250R with only 2,945 miles. I just purchased completely rebuilt carbs and had them professionally installed and adjusted. Also did fuel tank flush, lubed pivots, rear brake flush, coolant flush, new radiator cap, oil, and filter change. If interested, call or text me at this number. That is crazy. It's crazy when you're treating a Ninja 250 like it's a limited edition Ducati. I think it's great. I love people actually caring about their bikes and taking care of them, but man, the idea of a Ninja 250 always being garage kept and being lovingly doted on and just, you know, really just giving little kisses here and there. This is small bike fetishism at a whole new level. This is levels of small bike love I have never seen before. So this is really something. I would say this would make a great endurance, ultra lightweight motorcycle if you can snag it at a decent price. 250s are not super competitive nowadays in the ultra lightweight class. You got things like the 400 and the R3s, they kind of dominate, but I believe they still do a 250 only class where these little bikes can come out and play in their own class, because the Ninja 400 makes about 2 times as much horsepower as this does, and you're never gonna get the same. Like, rider for rider, if you have a competent rider on a 250 and a competent rider on a 400, the 400 is just gonna dust ass on the 250 every single time. And the lap times are gonna be a very large delta. But a very cool motorcycle. You do not see 250s on here this often in this clean of specs. So this is pretty awesome. I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. And that wraps it up for today. Those are all the motorcycles I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of It Came from Craigslist. And remember, if you want to support what we do, if you want to have fun with us here on YamiNoob, the best way to do it is to hit the link down below. Go to yaminoob.co, sign up and join our community. We do weekly contests. We have fun on the Discord. There's exclusive content. I literally pour a lot of my heart and soul into making sure that our community is super fun and awesome on the Discord. So if you like what we do, if you like YamiNoob, and if you want to hang out with me, because I'm on there too, definitely go and check that out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Why don't you click this one right over here and you can keep watching some more of your sweet Papa Yam. Maybe this one will have fun memes in it. Maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe I crash a motorcycle. Who can say? Maybe you should click and find out.